Hey, welcome back, my amazing student. This is the Python mentor here, helping you master Python step by step. In today's lecture, we're going to start with dictionaries. I'm going to give you a couple examples here and show you all the great things that we can do with dictionaries in Python, what they are and what they're good for. Now, a Python dictionary is a built-in data structure, and this is how you create one in Python. You'll have a variable name, and then you have curly braces. Simple as that. And then here you'll have some key, separated with a comma from the value. In this case, we'll put Brian here. Simple as that. This is a dictionary. Now, what are they good for? Dictionary is good when you want to store data and access them by label using their keys. In this case, their label. Now, you're going to see this type of syntax in other languages. All right. So not Brian, but Python is not the only one using this type of syntax. If you look into the JavaScript programming language, you're going to see that JavaScript uses a very similar syntax here. JSON data also is very similar to this. And you can, in those languages, you can take this off and use this as the label, right? Or you can have both. Now, in Python, of course, you don't do that. If you do this, Python is going to think that this is actually a variable. As you can see, my editor right now is crying and saying, hey, don't do that, please. So let's go ahead and create some extra values here. And notice that I'm using a comma here for the extra values and extra, actually, key values, right? So in this case, I'll do phone, and I'll put the phone number here, whatever phone number works, right? Just like that. And let me put one more because we're going to be building some really cool examples here, showing you guys how to play around with this thing here and doing some awesome stuff. So I'm just going to do TPM at tpm.com for Brian, right? And we can just put Brian here, make him part of the team. All right. And I'll put an extra comma here if you want to just be sure, but you don't have to. All right. So how can we access this data? Super simple. Let's go ahead and print this out, a print statement, and we'll just grab the variable name. And we use square brackets. In Python, you use square brackets for this type of data, just like a list, right? We'll get the name out. You can use single quotes or double quotes and get the name out. We'll save it, run it, and you can see it says Brian. Let me clear this out. And you can see it says Brian right here, okay? Super, super, super simple. So how can you update data? So we are first reading data, right, from this data structure. That's how we are accessing this. Now let's go ahead and update this. Let's say we want a different name, a different phone number. In this case, let's just go ahead and access the phone number. And then let's apply a different value to it. All you have to do is assign a value to this. So what can we assign to this? Let's assign 777 right there. So that way you can see the difference. So now if I print contact, I'm going to print the whole dictionary here. Contact. Then we'll just run this and you can see now that the phone number has changed. All right. That's how you update data. Now we are updating the data here, and we can also access this dynamically. So how can we access this data dynamically? Well, we can do this here. So instead of printing right away, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say updated address and then contact. Actually, updated phone should be worked. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let me put this inside here. And I'll put a comma in here. And we'll update or access the phone number just like that. Now we are actually putting something in here and printing out the phone number immediately after updating it. So that should work. As you can see, updated phone, boom. All right. All right. So really cool stuff. If you want to, check what type of data we have here, you can also go and do something like this. We have this type function that's very useful, and you can just put the whole thing in there, and it will tell you this is a type class of something, of dictionary, I guess. And excuse me. Let's go ahead and look at this, and you can see it says class dictionary, right? All right. You can also check the length of this. So there are some really cool functions that we can access in Python that would allow us to do something like this. And you can see that it says, hey, we have 3 numbers of keys in there, right? So this is going to give us the length of the dictionary. So we have 3 keys in there, 1, 2, and 3, the length of the dictionary, all right? That's what the LEN stands for, length, okay? And that's it, guys. Just showing you some simple stuff. In the next video, we're going to jump it up, or should I say raise the bar and give you some more complicated stuff until we get to the end of this mini series here. I'll see you guys on the next lecture.